Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Real Texas Team podcast number 32. And we're doing a week 2 reaction. My name is Curtis Brown. I'm the host of the channel. You can find me on Twitter at Curtis PD Network. You can also find me over on Curtis's Podcast Network, hosting the This AFC South Show podcast. With me, as always, my resident co-host, Mike, who was at the game last night.
Woo! Was I?
Made the trip for a great Sunday night game. Nail biter. You need to go check out his stuff at Mass 3 Productions on YouTube, and he's a videographer, photographer. And then didn't you? We did a lot of. You talked to a bunch of fans at the game, didn't you?
Oh yes, and it was great to really sit with some real Texans fans, not these fake ones. These aren't bandwagon fans. I thought I was long. I've been a season ticket holder for 13 years. I met with other season ticket members that have been there since day one. That first win against the Dallas Cowboys, they were sitting in these seats.
Nice.
Those are the Texans fans I want to talk to. I don't want to be the ones that joined when CJ left Ohio State.
Yeah.
But if they are here, thank you for being here as well. But you got to earn your stripes. You got to earn them.
Yep. You haven't been through all the bad times, and there were a lot.
If you've never seen Brock Osweiler throw a pass, you're not here. You're not here.
Yeah. We are currently at 123 subscribers. We got 11 from basically the moment you stepped onto the Texans facilities. So huge shout out to you and our new viewers. I'm hoping that I can get Mike out there for more games.
Oh
and,
yeah,
meet more of you. So if you see Mike at the game, say what's up.
Flag me down. Flag me down.
Scream at him, Mike. I'm sure like 12 guys will turn around, but
yeah. I'll be one of the 12. I'll say that.
But yeah, let's hit the notification bell, hit the like, subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel and get in front of more Texans fans. So let's get into it, okay? 1913 victory on Sunday Night Football. The first time Sunday Night Football has been here in a long time. 5 years. Stroud looked good.
He looked like CJ Stroud.
He looked like CJ Stroud.
Right. How do you improve on excellence? I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. First thing I want to get into before we get into risers and fallers, 11 penalties. And some of these were boneheaded. Some of these were questionable at best. And some of these were like, kind of gimmies. Like we know Laramie Tunsil's good for 2 false starts. We've talked about it on this podcast before. It literally pisses me off every single time that it happens, though. So I have an idea, and maybe this gets to Caserio, maybe it doesn't. You should rework Laramie Tunsil's contract to where he gets bonuses if he doesn't get a false start.
I'll sign on for that one. I will sign on for that one because it's literally the flag gets thrown, the ref says false start. We don't even have to listen to the number. We know it's Laramie, even if you didn't see it. My wife was at home on the couch and she sent me a text message. It was Laramie again, wasn't it? I was like, yeah.
Look, I mean, and this year's maybe not the best example of his, quality of play, at least maybe not week 1, but, he's presumably one of the top 5 left tackles in the NFL. We pay him like such. And it's kind of getting old watching the team back up 10 yards every game just because he wanted to get a head start on somebody. I get it.
Well, and the thing about it is Laramie is a habitual late starter.
Yes.
Yes, he jumps off sides, but early in the season, it's normally like, fuck, we got swindled on this one. We got swindled. That's the feeling that we normally get from him early in the season. So it's not the craziest thing. It is what it is. But yeah, I would like to rewrite that contract. That would be awesome. Yeah. I guarantee that man would be the last person to move because if nothing else we say about Laramie's about his money.
Yep.
Got it. Yo,
He may be late after the snap every time.
Yeah, he's like, not. How
But
much can I get? Okay.
yeah. Um, and then I feel like Titus Howard is not quite living up to what we know him to be capable of. And, he's coming back off injury. So maybe he's not 100%. Maybe he's not super fresh. Maybe he's got to get back into a rhythm. But there were a couple different instances where he got beat worse than
Hey,
anybody I've ever seen.
Montez Sweat gave him the business most of the night.
Yes.
Uh, I will admit, on Titus Howard is one of the guys on the run side. He did okay job.
Yeah.
But on that pass, Montez was beating his ass.
Yeah. Cooking him.
Oof.
Cooking him. So something's got to happen there because I feel like we can't pay these two tackles this much money and get this level of performance every time.
As much as I hate to say it, there was a reason Blake Fisher was a second round pick.
Look, that's what I said the moment they took him. I was like, he's
It's,
chomping at they're basically trying to find a way to get rid of Titus.
and the thing is, if Titus can't play better, we're paying Titus like one of the best right tackles in the NFL. Not the best, but top 10. We're
Yeah.
paying him top 10 money.
Mhm.
And we're getting top 15, 16, maybe.
Yeah.
He's average at best, but we're paying him like he's better. If
Yeah.
average is all we're going to get for him, Blake Fisher can give us average.
Yeah.
He showed that during preseason. Right tackle or left tackle, which one you need me to play?
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, look, let's get into risers and fallers. I mean, that was kind of that was basically two of my fallers right there, Howard and Tunsil. But let's go with a positive note here. Somebody whose name I kept hearing, somebody I kept seeing around the ball, somebody who was making plays constantly, guilty of a penalty or two. Henry To'o played lights out last night.
Man, so nice. You had to say it twice. You had to.
Exactly. There was a play where DeAndre Swift caught a little swing pass out of the backfield, and he read it so quickly. He was on him for like a 2 or a 3 yard loss, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh.
And it seemed like for the rest of the night, if there was a big run stop, it was Henry Toto.
Run stop, even on some of those short passes that look like they were going to go somewhere, you'd see Henry out there.
Yep.
It's so crazy because I watched him at Alabama. I watched him at Tennessee. I've seen this guy a lot.
Yeah.
His biggest flaw, he's not a great athlete. He's not super fast. He's good form tackling and he's mentally smart.
Yeah.
I don't know what they consider not fast. That is disturbing.
Yeah.
From the fact that this man is wearing number 39, he looks like a safety out there. He's moving all over the field so much.
Yep.
That man's not slow. I'm actually trying to figure out. I feel bad for D'Amico. I'm like, what are you going to do when Christian Harris is actually ready to play?
Yeah.
So he played two linebackers.
Yeah. No.
Oh, God. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a good problem to have, but Jesus. The linebacker play since D'Amico's gotten here, definitely. I mean, it was a slow start last year, but it definitely picked up and it's so starkly contrast to the way it was a couple years ago. Back to the fallers. A perpetrator of a fumble, technically the team's leading rusher last night on the ground. 7 carries, 32 yards for Cam Akers.
Cam Akers.
That fumble, it was probably like the 2 yard line.
And it was bad. It was a bad fumble. Oh, it was a bad fumble.
The Bears player Billings put his helmet right on the ball. It squirted out. Next thing you know, I'm pretty sure Kevin Byard's all over it.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you watch the replay of it, he looks like he might be the only person that actually saw the ball popped out. Everybody else was sort of slow responding, like, "Oh, there's a ball around our feet."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, we want to get that, and that's like, and if you go back and watch it, like I said, I was sitting in the building, And I rewatched the game today. If you look at CJ's face, CJ knew it was a fumble immediately. You see his hands go on his head, and he's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
immediately he knew it was." But I'm glad he didn't do something stupid and try to jump in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, Cam.
I think.
I
Go ahead.
after all of that preseason
Hmm.
hype and everything, I was really looking. I was looking at the sideline watching Damian Pierce over there in the hoodie, and I was like,
Hmm.
because Joe's hurt. If we see him this week against Minnesota, I would be strangely surprised. But I know if anything, he's going to be on the snap count.
Yeah. Have they announced what actually happened to him?
Not fully. Like I said, they said it is a ankle injury. That's the only thing they're really stating. I know he went to meet with the specialists today, being that we were at home last night, but they haven't really released. But I'm praying. Like I said, you heard what happened to Pachenko today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not one of those.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to find some sort of update, but it's basically them just talking about the hip drop tackle. Uh,
The the illegal hip drop tackle.
yeah,
Referees, we're not going to catch that.
no.
New York, somebody.
So during the broadcast, I don't know if you heard this. They were talking about how the league was finding it difficult to properly identify a hip drop tackle because there's like four qualifications, three qualifications. It's like somebody's got to be leaving their feet. There's got to be a twisting motion and pulling or something like that.
And
And it had all
swinging of
the
the
criteria,
legs.
but they're supposed to throw a flag, didn't throw a flag. In the event that the refs don't see it and they don't call a flag, the NFL is supposed to issue fines for players who execute a hip drop tackle. So there
I'll
will
wait.
be some sort of repercussion. It just won't happen, obviously, like when we wanted it in the game.
Because I will say I saw it in live action, then saw it on the video later when watching the game. If I did not know the definition of a hip drop tackle, I learned it watching that play because it had everything that they asked for when calling that penalty. It had it all.
Hmm.
And D'Amico's not one to ever really complain. And even he said that is the definition of a hip drop tackle.
Yeah. Yeah. It does say that Ryans didn't give any clear indication. They're going to evaluate him as they go throughout the week, just take it day by day. Could be without Mixon and backup Damian Pierce with a hamstring injury. Then that would leave Cam Akers to be the lead back with
British Brooks. British Brooks.
and British Brooks, who I'm surprised didn't get any action at all in the run.
I didn't even see him on special teams this week.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. Maybe he was the part of the inactive or something. I don't know.
I'll have to go back and check that. I was like, I didn't see him all day. Even the personal protector for the punter.
Yeah,
I know they might want to say he messed up last week, but he was put in an impossible situation.
yeah,
You got three guys coming at you. You got to block one of them. You can't block all three.
yeah.
But at least he's still on the team.
It's true. The British Bulldog. Um, so let's flip back to the risers. Nico Collins. Nico Collins is putting together a phenomenal string of games here dating back to last season. He is a problem wherever he lines up for whoever is covering him. And he's clearly defining himself as a wide receiver one, not only here, but making arguments to say that he needs to be in the conversation for best
Mm-hmm.
wide receiver. Some of the plays he has made, the catch on the sidelines where he like tucked the ball against his shoulder, that was some of the cleanest I've ever seen anything ever, and so close to not being a catch. Like it just had to be like he like all of the elements had to be just perfect, and he nailed it. He did the same
With
thing the week before with the third down and 11 catch for a first down.
the catch into the somersault, yeah.
Dude is
Oh,
he's playing on another level right now, and it is so great to see. especially after I had personally written him off after year 2.
I didn't write him off because he had all the tools, but there's an unsung hero that we need to thank for who Nico is right now.
Who's that?
Stephon Diggs. Since
Interesting.
Stephon Diggs has came in the building, he pushes those guys. He
Yeah.
pushes those guys to be great. Not just from, oh, I'm gonna come take your position. Not even that. He just sees Stephon Diggs is a 10-year vet. Spent 10 years already.
Yeah.
He's given the game to Nico. He sees that, yeah, man, I can't run with Nico. Stephon Diggs is average human being size. If we saw him walking down the street, we have absolutely no idea he played football. Nico Collins, on the other hand, we might ask, does he play basketball? He's that big.
Yeah.
And Stephon is, I honestly believe the minute we started seeing when Stephon Diggs was traded to the team and he was catching passes from CJ, the one other person, well, two of the other people, no, three of the other people, see my point? It's all of those guys rallied around who Stephon Diggs is. Stephon Diggs is a captain for that specific reason.
Yep.
If Nico continues to play like this might even be a reason Stephon Diggs gets another contract here in Houston.
That'd be kind of interesting.
It'd be weird to see, but it'd be one of those, hey, Stephon, you're not a number one receiver anymore, but we want to keep you around. You want a chance to win a championship. You got a quarterback here that can play, that is good.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do here? Can we come to an agreement?
Yeah, for real. Maybe he will. But I think you're right. I think he does have a huge impact on Nico, but we've yet to see the impact pay off on this other person on the fallers list. A surprising name here. I didn't want to put it down, but it's Tank Dell.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
least 2 drops, and they were ugly drops.
yeah.
There was one where CJ had scrambled out to the right side of the field, and Tank Dell is coming open behind his guy. He's basically all he's got to do is catch it and run, and it's a touchdown.
It's yeah,
Nobody's gonna.
yeah, hands go up. Yeah, it's
His hands are like this; they go up, and I don't know what happened. Maybe he closed them too soon or something, but it looked like it just doinked right off of his hands, like it was an upright or something, and that was it. And I'm like, holy mother of God, what happened? How did that just happen? There was another second down pass play where Stroud's trying to hit him on the outside, right at the sidelines. Doinks
uh-huh.
his hands again. I don't know what's going on with Tank right now.
They better fix it. They better fix it. God, they better fix it. Because to have a all right, I'm gonna give Sloak his flowers while also pointing out the fact that you have your smallest guy running end arounds.
Yeah.
I get jet sweeps, whatever you want to call them. I get that he might be successful at that. But when the hell is that the only time Tank Dell touches the ball?
Right.
Some of this is gonna go on CJ. As perfect as he is, CJ, there was times that Tank was wide open. He missed. He didn't get the ball to him.
Correct.
And maybe that some of that frustration is trickling in. But these two are best friends.
Yep. They mentioned it a lot during the broadcast.
Go get in. Go sit down and have a game with 2K or college football, and y'all two have a conversation as friends to say, hey, we got to get back on the same page. We've got to get on the same page because Nico's our best receiver, right?
Yep.
Stephon Diggs is our most accomplished.
Yep.
Our most dangerous weapon is Tank Dell, and it's not jiving. I've been watching Tank since U of H, and I've never seen these type of drops from him.
Yeah.
It's like the focus disappeared. Like on that one, like you said, that he got behind the defense. Maybe he tripped and we caught it before he tripped because he definitely went down after that ball went off his hands.
Yeah.
Maybe, but Tank's good footwork guy.
Yeah.
I'm maybe we got to back it down with some of the interviews and different stuff. We need to get back to focusing just on football.
Yeah. It does kind of seem like he's lost focus as far as like a couple times. Maybe it was he wanted to catch the ball and run,
Yeah.
and the thought of the and run part came before the catch part happened. And
Mhm.
it seems to be a couple times at least a likely culprit that he's just trying to take off before the ball's in his hands. Settle down, young man. Just watch the ball all the way into your hands, then go. I know you're quick. Everyone knows you're quick. Just do the thing. Just do the thing, and we're good. That's all we're asking. Uh, on my last riser, and you can add one if you'd like. C.J. Stroud, back-to-back games of being sacked 3 times, which in the past has been not necessarily an Achilles heel of his, but has been a situation that he's not thrived in with a lot of pressure in his face. And
Yeah.
yet he, to this point in the season, has delivered consistency and clutch plays when needed. In the face of pressure, he's able to roll out and be more dangerous than ever than he
Mhm.
is in the pocket at times. CJ Stroud's game is improving every week, it feels like, and that's why he's on this risers list. We already know he's pretty damn good, but he's constantly taking steps forward. He may or may not ever reach the level of a Tom Brady or a Mahomes, but we don't necessarily need that.
No, no, we don't. One of the best things I can say about it came from Kamari Lassiter after the game when they were talking to him about CJ Stroud.
Yeah,
They literally said, "What did you say about CJ?" He said, "Man, CJ is the best thing to happen to me in the NFL." He said, "I get to practice every day against a guy that makes throws that no other human being seems to make."
yeah,
Like he's like, whenever I think that a play can't be made, I've got it locked down. CJ finds that hole. And if I get to practice against that every day with these great receivers, he said, I have nowhere to go but up.
yeah.
I was like,
And yeah,
it's not wrong.
no, he looked pretty good last night. By the way,
Yes, he did. Yes, he
he had a
did.
he had almost had 2 picks. One was I think taken away through penalty or something, but
That
uh,
was crap.
they definitely had the one there in the fourth quarter. I don't think we were able to capitalize on it, but still pretty
No,
cool. Still pretty impressive, really, from a young man making his second NFL start.
he's good. Like I said, it's something to say about these guys from these large programs, these Georgias, these Alabamas, these Ohio States. A lot of these guys come pretty close to NFL ready.
Yeah,
As we're starting to see. Like if I just think of the guys the last few years we've gotten from Alabama, Christian Harris, Henry Toa, they've been contributing from day one. Ohio State, do we need to really say CJ's name again? Came pretty ready made. Cade Stover's been a part of this team since day one. Even that guy from Baylor, Petrie, he's been a part of this team and successful with it since day one.
yeah,
All of these guys from these major schools, and like I said, Kamari's from Georgia. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, Georgia knows how to win national championships. And they normally win those with defense. This guy played defense.
hmm
I'm just saying.
yeah, yeah. Well, look, here's the last person on my fallers list, and this is
Uh-oh.
somebody on the defensive side of the ball, but predominantly a special teams player. The only reason I heard his name was because he was being penalized. And it happened a couple different times. And the second time it happened, I was like, this guy is very close to probably getting put on the practice squad or released outright. And that would be Chris Boyd.
Yep.
Couple different egregious special teams penalties that put the Bears in pretty good position. Knowing Frank Ross is kind of a perfectionist,
Hmm.
I can imagine that that pissed him off a lot. Not just to do it once, but to do it twice. Um, I'd say that he doesn't have much leash anymore, and he's on the thinnest of ice.
That guy. You have one job, and you're about to lose it. The thing is that the Texans have, I'm not even sure, is it two or three different cornerbacks on the practice squad that they apparently have faith in?
Yep.
And I know there's this guy named Desmond King that's on the practice squad.
Yep. Yep. We just brought him back. I mean, he's already familiar with everything. He can do the special team stuff. Come
We
on.
brought in two. We brought in two cornerbacks in 1 week. That would have had me nervous. That's just me.
Yeah.
And Troy Pride is a special teams player. Desmond King is a football player. Wherever you want to put him on the field, he's going to show up.
Yeah.
And he returns kicks. I saw Robert Woods returning kicks. Does that tell you where they're at right now?
Yeah, they're pretty low on the pretty low on the totem pole right now. Why is
Yeah.
Sims not doing that?
Well, the thing is, with these new kickoff rules, they keep two guys back there. It's Sims and Woods.
Okay.
But if I'm a team and I'm kicking the ball off and I have a choice between kicking to Sims and kicking to Bobby Trees, I'm going to kick it to Bobby Trees.
Absolutely. Have you noticed that, speaking of the new kickoff rule, have you noticed that it seems like they're just saying fuck it and kicking it through the end zone every time?
Yep.
I feel like nothing really changed. They pulled up a stat during the game, said that in
Mhm.
2023 there was an average of 22% of kick returns were actually returned into the field of play, and then this year it's at 30%. And I'm like, is it? Because I swear every game I've seen, like I think
I've,
there was a kickoff return last week or something,
mhm.
but like, so
It's, I literally sat up and watched this game. There was one kick that actually didn't make it to the end zone.
yeah,
The Bears returner moved out the way, let it go into the end zone, then took it and took a knee. I was like, damn, this rule doesn't mean shit.
yeah. There were a couple different times that the Texans returned one. The opening kickoff was a returnable kick. I feel
But
like
that's
the
a Frank Ross thing. That's a Frank Ross thing. I think he likes to do that to try to give the offense a little bit of momentum. Because there's been a couple that I've seen Damian Pierce, they put it 5 yards into the end zone. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, they're definitely not taking that out. He takes it out full speed.
yeah,
And if I recall, I don't think any of the opening kickoffs in the last year and two games that we've had this year that the first kickoff the Texans haven't taken it out.
yeah,
And that's why I say I think that might be a Frank Ross thing to where he's like told these guys, hey, it hits your hands and it doesn't look crazy, which I returned the kicks for a little bit. Our ego, it never looks crazy. It never does.
yeah. I got this.
Yeah. Yeah. All these 10 guys running at me full speed. Yeah, they're moving in slow motion. I can run past all of them.
I got this.
Uh-huh. I say somebody hold my beer.
All right. Well, look, we're done with risers and fallers. If people at home, if you can think of one that maybe we omitted, go ahead, drop it in the comment section.
Down there.
Riser or a faller, let me know which one. Uh, I'm going to pivot here. Let's talk about the defense. So Caleb Williams, obviously, we talked a fair amount about how he's not in any way ready.
No.
He's really just kind of nickel and diming people. 7 sacks of Caleb Williams by this defense. Mario Edwards Jr., Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson. I think Derek Barnett technically gets one.
Mhm.
They ate him alive. On top of that, 134 net passing yards, 2 interceptions, 205 total yards as a team for the Bears. That is some top flight defensive play. Now, it is the Bears with a rookie quarterback, so I feel like we've got to temper the expectations a little bit.
Mhm.
I feel like we had a pretty good game against the Colts, and we only let up like 300 yards, which is really not that much
Yeah.
at all. I mean, the Bears only allowed us 310. We did, we obviously moved the ball better, but it was a stark contrast in defensive play.
Hmm.
Some of the defense for our team, I think, would probably be an upgrade over, you know, Jalen Johnson, which is crazy to say because Jalen Johnson is a solid ass corner that, and
Yeah,
hell, even in the broadcast they were talking, you got to be daring, ballsy to throw at Jalen Johnson. He didn't
we
get an
are.
interception last night.
No, no.
Stingley and Lassiter did though.
Both are starting corners.
Yeah,
Speaking on that Texans defense, there's one thing that I know we did not say was going to be a thing. But you know, Mario Edwards leads our team in sacks.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. He leads
What?
all interior defensive linemen in sacks.
What? Who
Yeah,
would have thought that? That's our backup. That's
mhm,
our backup.
yeah. Now just imagine the rotation when Danico comes back.
Hmm.
You got Danico and Mario Edwards in there on the pass rush downs, full of Runzo Fotokasi spelling either one of them. And then you got
Yep.
Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter, Derek Barnett, and Jerry Hughes as your edge rushers.
Now this is the point where I say D'Amico is a genius because watching the game, and I like I said, everybody after I say this, go back and watch it. There were times on passing downs, Daniil Hunter, Derek Barnett, Mario Edwards, and Will Anderson were all on the field together. Then they brought one more person out there. You see Jerry Hughes out there with it. So you got these five guys that are probably all defensive ends. Honestly, it was
Yep.
just going to be honest. They're all defensive ends rushing the quarterback.
Yep.
And how our defense is, that's not even a blitz.
Yeah.
That's not a blitz. When they started bringing the blitz, and you started seeing Z's and Toa Toa coming at them,
Yep.
even God,
I think
whew.
one of the safeties came in. Was it Bullock?
Yeah, it was Bullock and no, but the person that was most of the night was damn, what why am I forgetting that little guy's name? The guy from Baylor. We were just talking about him.
Jalen Petrie.
Jalen Petrie. Jalen Petrie is basically playing linebacker.
Yeah. That's what he's been doing in the dime and occasionally in nickel. I mean, he's
He's in the box, he's outside the box, he's covering tight ends.
yeah,
Man.
dude is all over the place. Um, so hats off to the defense. You didn't want Caleb Williams to really get started, get rolling against your team. You also wanted to come out and make a good impression on Sunday Night Football. I think they did that.
I,
I think we left that game with a
I
lot more
checked.
questions about the offense than we did the defense.
Mhm.
So, one person who we are not doubting at all, Kaimi Fairbairn.
Whew.
Dude is the definition of cold-blooded. He might be the mule. He might be the leg. Like,
Yeah.
dude is. I think he's missed one field goal in the last 18. No, hold on, 19 games.
Yep. I can't say Kaimi's real name, but I'm gonna figure it out just to give respect to that man.
I respect the effort on that, but I don't want you to have to put yourself through 37 different letters and just butchering it. I'm gonna butcher it if I tried it, but Kai
That man. But what I will say, you want to know something that I totally forgot about Kaimi?
What's that?
Thank you, Bill O'Brien.
Mm,
That is Bill.
yep,
That is not Casario. That's a Bill thing. And the contract extension, he's on his second extension.
yeah. And if he keeps playing like this, he's gonna get another. Oh, I would love to see him kind of get national recognition. Like I feel like everybody kind of rides Harrison Butker and Justin Tucker as probably the interchangeable best kickers in the game right now.
Well, they gave him a little bit of flowers last night when they said first kicker. And what was it? I forgot how many years they says it was that has completed. Was it four straight from 50 plus?
Yeah. So it
Eh,
he was like the first in a long time to do that. However,
Uh,
that was with the first field goal.
yep.
The next 2 field goals put him into a stratosphere all his own, and he's the first player in NFL history to have 6 of his first 7 field goal attempts be from 50 plus and not miss a single one.
Oh,
The
I
only,
almost feel like we need to knock on some wood for that man.
I got some right here. Hopefully my dog's taking
Yeah.
this. Dude, Kaimi, he's killing.
Woo!
I love the number change. I miss him. At first, when Stroud got here, I was like, "How are you going to take Kaimi's number? Just be a different number." And then now he's 15. I can't see it any other way.
It all works out.
He basically almost scored 15 points all on his own. And if you want to be
Yeah.
nice, because those kicks were so damn long, you could round it up. You know,
Yeah.
but
It's so crazy what he's doing. I watched it. Was that 59 yarder he did right before halftime?
yeah,
He could have backed up another 6, 7 yards and still hit it.
yeah, dude, he is in such a zone right now. It is incredible.
You
I
almost you forget that this is the guy that's had hamstring injuries.
yeah,
That's why we had some schmuck kicking him last year. I
yeah,
can't even remember the 2 guys who it was.
it wasn't good.
Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't good. But the moment he came back, it was like, oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Um, look, that's pretty much all I've got. Do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else. We covered all the real bases of these great players and stuff. I'm looking forward to watching Daniil Hunter go back to Minnesota.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of interesting things to talk about with Minnesota. Brian Flores has a really good record against the Shanahan system. They were able to beat the 49ers last week, which, by the way, I didn't know this, but the 49ers have not won in Minnesota in like fucking 15 years or something.
Holy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Min-
Doesn't make any sense.
Minnesota's in 15 years, Minnesota sucked a couple times. Like
Yeah.
they were bad. They're supposed to be bad this year, but somehow they're 2-0. So
Yeah, they've lost like the last 8 meetings in Minnesota. So it might even be older than that.
oh wow.
Yeah. But Flores has, I'm pretty sure, an unblemished record against anyone who runs a Shanahan system. He just
Oh,
knows something about how to shut it down. So that'll be something to look forward to in the next episode. Kind of
okay.
what can we expect out of Slowick to kind of combat that? But with that, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Okay.
Mike, I want to thank you for taking time out of your evening to come on and talk Texas
Always.
ball with us. If you want to go ahead and plug anything that you want to plug.
Well, no, just like I said, at Mass 3 Productions, you can find us on all forms of social media: Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, what's it up? Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're all of us, all under Mass 3 Productions. Be on the lookout. Like I said, had my camera with me at the game too, so you get to see a little bit of what was going on there. My son, I took him to this game instead of my wife. She's still a little upset about that, but when we got back at 1 a.m., she was like, "Yeah, no, it's a good thing you took him."
Yeah.
He got to see CJ's warm up routine, and he never had any idea. This man had golf clubs, basketballs, baseball bats. It's a beautiful thing to watch when you know that that's going to turn into that guy on the field with a uniform on. It was a good feeling. The building was rocking. It was nice. Houston turned up for Sunday Night Football.
That's good. We needed that because I felt like, the last couple nationally televised games, the kickoff starts and there's like nobody sitting down. It felt like there
Yeah.
was a lot more people in their seats at kickoff time.
Oh, we in there.
Yeah.
And it was good to walk away a bunch of those Bears fans.
Yeah. I bet. But yeah, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button. We're at 123 at the time of this recording. Like to see that number keep climbing. We'd like to see
No.
more people view the pod. So like the pod. It helps us with the algorithm. I think last time we got like 14 likes. So let's go 20 on this one. Let's keep up in the ante.
Shoot a shot. Shoot a shot.
And we'll take those little baby steps all the way up. So if you see the number of likes is less than 20, hit that number.
Hit the button.
Hit the thing.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
And one thing it would say, anybody that leaves in things in the comments, I know both myself and Curtis will both be looking at the comments to try to respond to you. Hey, let us know something we missed. And if there's a player we should be hating, let us know.
Yep.
Like I said, maybe we missed that guy, but Chris Boyd's on my shit list. He's on my shit list.
Frank Ross's shit list too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, folks, be good people. We are Texans, baby.